Hello, everyone. The Rider is the standalone IDE special created for the game developers. And we have a lot of capabilities to make life better when you develop in the different engines, including the Unreal Engine. We have a lot of support for different functionality, like the powerful navigation through the code, debugging, support game consoles, and of course, a lot of special things for Unreal. We make a lot of optimization working with the C++ macros, reflection system, and engine APIs, including blueprints. Also, we have deep integration with Unreal build tools and Unreal header to make it working on different platforms like Windows, Linux, and Mac. And now I try to show you main interesting things in Rider IDEs. And let's go code. Okay, here's the open project inside the Rider. This is a simple project, Lara game. And as you can see, we have here our project and engine itself. When Rider opens first time your project, we go through and indexing files. Of course, we make the prioritize your files and then in the background indexing engine. And what for we do this indexing? First of all, the game development and Unreal Engine is huge and need somehow navigate through the code sources and so on. And we have for it special capabilities called the Search Everywhere. It's opening by the double shift, and you can navigate through the all your code and engines. And this is really search everywhere. It searches through the classes, file names, and text search. For instance, I want to find inventory manager. Oh, I made mistake. Manager. Jared, as you can see, we go through the file names, also see the class names, and really search everywhere inside. They're also capable to make more detail filter, for instance, search only through the classes or file names or any symbols, and search in files. This is the similar functionality like searching files. Another option we have here is the using the short names and use capital letters to search something. For example, I need to find Lara Camera Manager. I just put capital letters and immediately find it. Yeah. Also, we have powerful functionality to search through the actions inside the IDE. For example, I forgot how to make the bookmarks. And as you can see, I just put here name the bookmarks and see the several actions and hotkeys for it. Let's go deeper and see what we can also make with these indexes. First of all, we have a powerful navigation and inspection system. It's accessible by the Alt-Enter hotkeys. And let's see what we can do. Of course, all the sections has personal hotkeys, and you can easily access it in the one click. And for example, let's see what we can do with the delivery. Oh. Just navigate to Camera Manager. Yeah. And see navigate to the derived symbols from here. And as you can see, we can show what is the derived symbols in the native code and also show blueprints which derived from this class. We also can do much interesting things with the navigation to inspection our code and investigate what is call our methods and how. We can navigate here and see where is our code called and how it's called and around. The same capability accessed to down calls, yeah, and common calls, and we see what's code inside our methods. Another interesting things here with the navigation and inspections, this is called find usages. Let's navigate to find usages, and here you see all our sources showing here. Another useful button here is called a group by use types. When I turn on it, we can see different type of the usages and can easily find needed place to investigate what is going on inside. Also, when I'm choosing the usages here, open on the right side the preview windows. This is not only preview windows, it's regular editor windows, and you can type in here also. Yeah, including the navigation, we have a lot of inspections here. And if I go deeper, for example, as you can see here, we show the path by reference to our method, and we don't need anymore this type of commands because we show name of params here. And also we can navigate to navigate to our classes. For example, we have inspections here. This inspection shows us that we make wrong, use the U classes for U structure, and vice versa. Another inspections can be done by one-shot fixing. Here I'm missing the definition of the class and can easily add it. Another more interesting things lie on the working with U property and U functions. We support full code completion for U property and functions, even inside meta and other methods. You can easily choose and write it. Also, we make a lot of inspections to missing something and understand garbage collection inside Unreal. Here is the mistake. I forgot U property, as you can see, and Rider show me information that it's the object member can be destroyed by garbage collection inside. If I add the property, it will be gone. It's gone. Also, we have deep inspection for the U function. For instance, here I have the mistake that replication function cannot return values. And Rider show me about this. And I just easily check it. But still I have the problem that I forgot reliable or not, put here reliable or unreliable. Yeah. Now it's working. Another more interesting things is here. When I also forgot unreliable, I have already a suggestion, and yeah, and generate directly from here implementation for my server RPC call and validation also. Yeah, let's go back. Also, we have easily navigation through the C++ and H file by the hotkey combination or clicking on this link and go back and forward through the implementation and definition. When we navigate, let's make some code. Yeah. I'm go here, upstack, and first of all, the code completion. For instance, I want to write something with camera mode. And as you can see, here's the rider choose me some automatic completion, but I will code myself and make some mistake by putting the dots. And rider automatically switching from the dot to correct accessor is the arrow. And this is work also vice versa to if I put arrow in the wrong way, it will be changed to the dot. Another interesting point here is the using postfix templates. If you write some messages here and put dot in the ending of your expression, you can choose several types of the postfix templates, like creating the variable, definition of the loop, or make the condition. For instance, I put here the variable. It's automatically create my type here and suggest name for variable. And also, if you have turning on AI assistant features, it can suggest several combinations for this name. And let's go more detail, talk about the AI assistants also. Not only the assistants, and here for the code generation, we think to avoid switching between the editor and Unreal Engine when you're coding. For this, we create several code generation things, like create Unreal plugin, Unreal models. Here you can see a lot of configuration for plugin, or if we need to create the class, we don't need to go to Unreal Editor and can create it directly from here. It can be done by setting the name, choosing class, base class from the common classes, or search through the all available classes. Also available here several placement options. It can be done in the choosing the root, splitting by the public and private, or putting together both in the private folder. And also, we not only support the C++ here, you can easily working with C# files inside, or even working with U project. And this is another good behavior for the this is a good behavior for the rider when you can open not only the solution file, you can directly working with the U project. And we also support whole code completion, understanding of the structure of the U project. Even you can directly here see all available plugins that I can use for my project. Also, we support the running and make some stuff with the Unreal editor. From Rider, you can play open scene right now. As I'm pushing the play, as you can see, we in the play mode right now. And I can stop, pause, or even have the smart build button. If Unreal Editor is started, it's call live editing. If not, we call directly Unreal Build Tools. Okay, and yeah, you can see we built, and something wrong. This live presentation. Yeah, as you can see, to open the windows, it's also helpful when you're working with the Unreal. It's one Windows show log from the Unreal Build Tools, and another Windows we have. This is Unreal Editor log. That's you can easily navigate from it to classes and methods that's using in your project in Unreal sources, just by clicking to it. As you can see here, we mark several of it. Oh. And and something broken. Yeah, this is live. Okay, let's go skip it and go to AI capabilities in our editor. We have built-in AI assistant with chat capabilities and a lot of configuration of different models. You can include code base or just asking questions, switching through the chat or editing mode that's automatically generate code for you, and also have a lot of capability to change context, adding the files, include your own instruction, and so on. Okay, anyway, we also support the blueprints and serializable value shown in it, and smoothly navigate from the Rider to Unreal. Okay, and for more details, you can go to these links and see more information. And also, we have additional page about supporting the game consoles. When you have list the whole information about how to get access on it. And yeah, now I'm finishing this and hang out word to Daniel back.
Thanks so much, Alexei. Yeah. Okay, so for those that don't know, JetBrains has a CI/CD solution called TeamCity. It's been around for a number of years, and about a year ago, we released a plugin for TeamCity that enables integration with Unreal Engine. And what this offers is a dedicated Unreal Engine build step, which I'll show in a moment. Also integration with Unreal GameSync, so UGS metadata server. Automatic engine detection, so it detects all the different versions of Unreal on the build machines. Automatic test reporting, so when you're running your Unreal tests, the test results are automatically passed and shown in TeamCity, and you can then view the trends over time. We'd also have native perforce support, so ideal for Unreal projects. But the most powerful feature is the distributed BuildGraph support, and I'll show this in a moment. And this allows you to pass the BuildGraph script, your XML BuildGraph file, and distribute all of the jobs across all available build nodes to significantly speed up the time it takes to run the pipeline. So we have integration with UAT, and you can do standard build, cook, run configurations. There's also support for commandlets running distributed builds with BuildGraph. As I mentioned, we have perforce support as well as Git, and you can easily define your pipeline. So let's look at a real-world example. So this is TeamCity. I've got the Lyra project here, and inside of here, I've got a configuration called CI. I've run a few of these builds recently, and I'll just kick another one off now. We can see this in progress in a moment. What will happen, first of all, is it will pass the BuildGraph script, because I've enabled BuildGraph for this project, and then we'll get an automatically generated pipeline. While that's generating, I'll show a previous one that's already finished. And we can see here the auto-generated pipeline. So we're building the editor and tools for Windows and Linux. And we eventually cook and compile for those different platforms and package. And this is also generating artifacts that are stored inside of TeamCity. So this nice visual representation of the pipeline is given to us just through virtue of having that BuildGraph script inside of our project. We can view all of these jobs in a list form, so we can see them all here. We can see the agent that it was executed on, the time it was executed, the status, also the test results. And for any jobs that do have artifacts associated with them, we can see those just by hovering over the artifact icon. So let's go back here and we'll look at this one that's now running. And if we go to the chain view, we can see that this is running on our build agents. And this is like a good visualization to see where you're at in your project run. And if I go over to Rider, we'll look at the BuildGraph script. And what TeamCity is essentially doing is for every agent node inside of my XML file, I'm converting this into a dynamic job. And for every node inside of this, I'm converting that into a build step. So for the agent, we are iterating over the different platforms that are passed in. So if I go to the configuration for this project, we have the Unreal Engine build step. And we've got the option here to choose the type of command we're running. And in this case, I've chosen BuildGraph, but you can see there are the other options on here also. In the options field here, we are then passing in the plus separated values. So for editor platforms, we're building for Linux and Win64. And that's what we are iterating over here. So for each of those platforms, we are creating dynamic jobs for each of those platforms with these 3 steps within it. We can see the option here. So distributed builds. So this is what gives you the most value of running your pipeline in TeamCity. If you chose single machine, the whole build is run on a single machine, hence the name. With distributed, that's what passes the BuildGraph script and runs it across all of the available nodes. So we'll switch back to the view mode, and we'll look a bit more detail in how this is running. So if we take one of these platform builds that's just finished, we'll click on build number 71. We'll look at the build log, and we can drill down and see those 3 steps and the output from them. So we're passing the output. We can also see the exact run UAT command that's been executed. So if we just wrap this here, you can see the run UAT command, BuildGraph, and it's already passed in all of the necessary switches. Let's go back to the previous screen. So I mentioned we also have support for passing of tests. So if we look at the screen here, we can see the test results. I've just got a few boilerplate tests, but we can go down and see the test history of this test over all of the previous runs, whether it was successful or a failure. And if we go back to the settings again, there are a whole bunch of additional steps you can add inside of here. As I said, TeamCity is a technology agnostic CI tool, so there are a bunch of different types of steps you can choose from, with Unreal being one of the options we've added in the past year. And we've developed this integration in conjunction with a few game studios, so they've given us feedback on this integration to make sure that what we're developing does actually work for them. So we've got things like the engine detection. You can manually define the build, cook, run commands, and we try and make it as straightforward as possible to configure this by presenting options in the UI. If you are doing the run automation test, you can also run specific tests or define the filter, and also the automation command and the commandlet. If you do choose the BuildGraph option and with distributed mode enable, you have the option here to post badges, and this is how you do the integration with the Unreal Game Sync to post the badges to the metadata server. If I go back to my existing step here, you can do all of the configuration of the project through the user interface. Alternatively, you can define this through code. And in TeamCity, we define this using Kotlin DSL, so much more flexible than a straight YAML file, for example. And you can get quite creative with things like for loops inside of here if needed. You might also notice we've got a few environment variables because we're using a shared storage between the agents that we're using for the jobs. And I mentioned agents a few times, so I'll go over to the agent screen here. And I've got 2 self-hosted agents for the purpose of this demo. And these are agents or build machines that are running on AWS EC2. They are static instances, but we do have the option in TeamCity to define what we call a cloud profile. And a cloud profile enables TeamCity to spin up build machines on demand. So on the cloud profile screen here, we can create a new profile and choose, for example, AWS EC2. Once we've defined our settings and chosen the region we want to use, TeamCity will fetch a list of AMIs and existing instances on that AWS account, and it can resume and suspend those on demand, as well as create new instances as and when builds are added to the queue. So it's a great way to scale up dynamically, and we do also have spot instance support inside of this configuration. Going back to the agent screen, the way that TeamCity knows how to split the jobs from the BuildGraph file across the different nodes is done through the parameters screen. So if we search for Unreal, if I can type properly, and we've got here a parameter called buildgraph.agent.type, and this is a list of separated values that define the jobs that this can take. So that's how it knows how to distribute the different jobs across the BuildGraph script. We can also see the build history on this particular node, the compatible configurations, and also the compatible build steps that this can run. We also have a built-in terminal, so if you do want to debug something, you can connect from the browser and view the working directory if needed. So going back to my job, we'll have a look at the progress here, and we can see this has almost finished running. And because we are reusing the agents, we're using the previous caches, we're using the checkout that's already been done previously. And then one final thing to show as well, if I go back to the settings. So as well as the build step screen, we've got the option here for defining triggers. So this can help you to automatically trigger your build based on various conditions. The most common would be a VCS trigger. So whenever a commit is made to your repository or your Perforce depot, you can automatically trigger a new build. We've got schedule trigger. Also, if you want to do like a retry build if something fails for some reason. And then lastly, we've got the build features screen, and this enables you to complement the job with additional features. For example, if you want to gate the build processor tool, we have a build approval feature where we could say, I want user Alexi to approve this, or also the user group project admins, and at least like 3 users from that group. So it's a great way to add an approval process if you're doing deployments. And then a bunch of other features for things like build caching, if you want to cache certain dependencies on the server between builds if you are using single-use agents. The commit status publisher, this helps you to publish the status of your commits to external sources. So for example, we could choose the Perforce VCS route and then come in here and choose the UGS metadata server option to define the settings for that connection. Other options include things like checking for free disk space. If you are using reusable agents and you want to ensure that a certain amount of space is available on that agent before the build starts, rather than wait for the build to go through and then it breaks because of a lack of space. We have things like matrix build for running the same build multiple times on different platforms. For example, I could define a platform parameter and give it 2 different values like Windows and Linux. And what will happen is the same configuration will be run twice, once for Windows, once for Linux, and this avoids duplicating your entire job definitions. This is another way to do reusable builds inside of TeamCity. One of the final features is notifications. So you can do Slack notifications if needed, as well as email notifications. and things like parallel testing, so you can split your tests up across different nodes. And that's pretty much everything from here. So just to wrap up, my colleague Alexei has shown Rider and the various features it offers to complement your Unreal development. We've had a brief look at the AI assistant, and then we switched to TeamCity and seen a fully working Unreal build pipeline and how TeamCity can take a BuildGraph script, parse it, and distribute that across all available nodes. If you'd like to try this for yourself, you can try Rider, try TeamCity. There is a free version of TeamCity available that's good for on-prem for 3 concurrent builds, and a number of customers and users do start with that option, and that's good for commercial use as well. We do have a booth in the expo hall, so please feel free to come by today and chat to us, ask us any questions. We also have some cool swag, including bottles, tote bags, badges. So yeah, please come and speak to us. So thanks very much for your time, and if anyone has any questions, feel free to come up and ask. Thank you.
Okay.